Yo, it's been a while. I've been really busy with client projects, still am. But today I'm going to be showing you guys an automation that consists of two workflows that I built for one of my very first few clients. And here's a video of me walking through the workflow with him. Yeah, okay, so this is the pop-up I got.
Cool. Yep.
We have 5 items, 5 couches here. Let me click on execute workflow first. And I'm just going to reply to it. Just going to say this one. Okay. So the client's name is Matthew. What he wanted was a Facebook Marketplace scraper that would scrape his desired item around his area within a 100-mile radius. The items would then be listed into Google Sheets, and then he also wants the picture, the description, and the URL of the item to be sent to him via Telegram. That's it for the first workflow. For the second workflow, how it works is after the listings have been sent to him via a Telegram bot, whichever listing he wants, all he need to do is just reply to the listing, type anything, and then click send. And after that, the workflow will use a headless browser to message the seller of the item on Facebook using his Facebook account on his behalf. That's pretty much it for the whole automation. So now I'm going to show you how the automation works, and after this, let's get into the technical side of things. Alright, so here we have the first workflow. Let's click on execute workflow, and then a form will pop up. It says Facebook Marketplace Scraper built by Epo for Matthew. Here we have the keyword, which is basically the item that we want, the minimum price, the maximum price, which is self-explanatory. Then we have max listings, which is the number of listings of your item that you want to be sent to you via the Telegram bot. I'm gonna fill the form now. So for the keyword, I'm just put iPhone 16. Minimum price is to say 200, maximum price is say 700. And for max listings, I'm just put 7. So we have some options, and click on submit, and that should fire the workflow. We're using Apify to scrape Facebook Marketplace here, and this shouldn't take a while. Let's go back here. Okay. It's adding the listings to our Google Sheets, which we should see. And yeah, we have a few notifications from Telegram. I'm just click on it to see. Yeah. Now let's verify the listings of the Telegram to the information on the Google Sheets. So first of all, we have the iPhone 16 Pro, like new condition with case and original box, $800, Reno, Nevada. And here it says iPhone 16 Pro, like new with case and original box, city Reno, Nevada, but the price is $800, and this is the URL. Let's click on it just to see. Yeah, so it's the same pictures. Now let's double check for the second one. It says iPhone 16 Pro Max, 512 gigs, AT&T, $650, Reno, Nevada. iPhone 16 Pro Max, 512, AT&T, $650, Reno, Nevada. Let's click on the link again just to be sure. While that's loading, let's double check. Let's say the fifth one. iPhone 16 Pro Max, 256 gigs, titanium, $98. 16 Pro Max, $98. And let's go back here. There you go. Same exact listing, 650. Yep. So now we know that we have the same listings on Telegram and Google Sheets. But there's a slight problem. If you could remember, our minimum price was set at 200, but here for cell 6 and 7 is showing us phones at $98 and $97. Even the last one here, it says $115. I'll get into the why and how to fix this in the technical side of things, but for now, let's just leave it as it is. So now let's go to our second workflow. Normally, the second workflow will always be left on active, but for testing purposes, I'm turning it off, and we're just gonna click on execute workflow. Now let's pick a random listing that we want. We want this one for $600. All we gotta do is click reply, and then I'm gonna just say this one. Click send. And as you can see, second workflow is firing. This is gonna take a while, so I'm just speed up for you guys. Alright, it's done. Now we have a notification from Telegram, says message sent, check Messenger. And also in Messenger right here, you can see a new pop-up. It says Epo iPhone 16. And the message it sent to the seller was, hi, anyone scheduled to come view this? Any damage repairs needed? Thanks. Now let's just double check that we have the right listings. iPhone 16, $600, Reno, Nevada. Yep. So that's pretty much the whole automation. Now let's get into the more technical side of things where I explain to you what I use for it and how it works. So for the first workflow, so as you can see here, for the trigger, we're using a form trigger. And the info here, it's for the keyword is iPhone 16, minimum price 200, maximum price 700, max listing is 7. Next, we have an edit fields note. In the edit fields note, we have the query, which is the iPhone 16. Then we have the latitude and longitude. So in our discovery call, the client said he just wants everything to be fixed at 100-mile radius. So that's what I did. And also that's why you see all the listings is set in Reno, Nevada. But that's not where his location is. I just pick a random location. So this is the latitude and longitude of Reno, Nevada. So for the radius in kilometers, it's 160.934. For the limit is 7, and for the minimum price is 200, for the maximum price is 700. Next, we have an HTTP request to Apify. You know this is an old build when I'm not using the Apify node in NNN. But anyways, for the parameter, first thing we have the limit, and I just drag limit here, and I set it at 7. Then we have the body parameters, which consists of the query, aka the keyword, the latitude, the longitude, the radius, the minimum price, and the maximum price. And as you can see on the right hand side here, it says the title is a new till iPhone 16 256 gigs. The location of the city is Reno. The location state is Nevada. So here it took our query, our latitude and longitude into account. And then we also have the image URL. And I think that's pretty much it for the output of the HTTP node. Next we have a code node here, which is just to organize the information. Then we have an if node. So if you could remember earlier in our Google Sheets, the minimum price was set to $200, but here we have $98, $97, and $115. So in the if node, I set a fallback because the scraper and Apify that we're using, sometimes it doesn't take into account the minimum price and the maximum price. So I just added a fallback in the if node for the minimum price to be at $0 and for the maximum price to be at $9,999. And as you can see, everything went to true. For this remove duplicates node, I don't think it's needed, but I just put it there just in case. Then again, we have a code node, which is just to organize the information. And then we have a sort by newest node, which is very self-explanatory. Lastly, we have the set node, which I added a URL and also a formatted date, just to let the user know when he scraped the item. And as you can see, here's the output without the URL and the formatted date. Next, we have the Google Sheets node. As you can see here, we have the title, the price, the city, the URL, and the time it was fetched at. On the right-hand side, aka the output, everything is organized very nicely. Once all the listings is filled into Google Sheets like it's supposed to, we then have a Telegram node, which sends the images, the description, and the URL of the listings like you saw earlier. But that's pretty much it for the first workflow. Now let's go to the second workflow. So for the second workflow here, the trigger is a Telegram trigger. This workflow will only trigger when we reply to an image of one of the listings that was sent to us. Next, we have a code node that basically shows the listing that we wanted. As you can see right here, I replied with this one, and this is the URL, the listing ID, and the title is iPhone 16, the price is $600, the location is Reno, Nevada. Next, for these 5 nodes, these are all AirTop nodes. AirTop is a headless browser. So if you go to AirTop, create an account, and then you create a session, you log in with your Facebook credentials. And the simplest way I can put it is you give in the AI access to your Facebook account. Look, I'm gonna show you how this works. So it started with this node, but there's not much information here. But on the second node, here it says URL. We gave it the URL from the code node. Right here, I just drag it here. Facebook Marketplace item 153503. Yeah. So once the AI go into the URL of the Facebook Marketplace listing, it will then click on the message button in Facebook Marketplace. So what it's essentially going to do is say this is the listing that we wanted. What the AI is going to do is it's going to click on this text box right here. And if we go back, it's going to then type this message into here. And for the last note, it's just going to left click on the send button. So we just click send. Once it's sent, so you can see here, the text is message sent, check messenger. And if we go to Telegram, it says exactly that, message sent, check messenger. And that's pretty much it for the whole automation. It was a very fun project to build. It took a long time to build this too, but I had a great time doing it. It was also a great experience too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry I've been out for so long. I was really busy with client projects. I still am. I don't even know when I'll be posting a video again, but for now, I just hope y'all enjoy this. Also, shout out to Matthew for trusting me on this project. Type W Matthew in the comments, like the video, and subscribe. Thank you.